Hello, coin collectors, history buffs, and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the Old Charles. Today, we're diving into a coin that almost every American has seen, or at least had the chance to see, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar. It's a coin steeped in recent history, a tribute to a fallen president. But if you've ever found one in an old drawer or gotten one as change, you've probably asked the question, what is this thing actually worth? Is it just a common piece of pocket change, or could you be sitting on a small fortune? In this video, we're going to do a deep dive into the 1974 half-dollar. We'll explore its history, break down its key features, and uncover the specific, rare varieties that can turn this 50-cent piece into a coin worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. So, grab your coins and your magnifying glass, and let's get started. To understand the 1974 half-dollar, we have to go back a decade. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. It was a way for a grieving nation to memorialize a popular leader. The design, by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts and Assistant Engraver Frank Gasparo, was an instant classic. Now, fast forward to 1974. The country is in a very different place. The Vietnam War is winding down, Watergate is dominating the headlines, and the U.S. Mint is in a period of change. A key thing to remember, from 1965 to 1970, half-dollars were minted with a 40% silver-clad composition, as the coinage shortage had forced the mint to remove most silver from circulating coins. But by 1971 that changed. Starting in 1971, and continuing through 1974, the circulating Kennedy half-dollar was made with the same composition we have today, outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. That means the vast majority of 1974 half-dollars have no silver content. This is the first and most important fact about its value. So, let's talk about the workhorse, the standard 1974 half-dollar from the Philadelphia, P, and Denver, D, mints. The mints churned these out by the hundreds of millions. In 1974 alone, Philadelphia struck over 200 million, and Denver struck around 180 million. Because they were made in such huge numbers and many were saved by the public, they are exceptionally common in lower grades. So, if you have a worn 1974 half-dollar with scratches, dings, and no luster, it is worth exactly 50 cents, now we're in super high grade. Coins graded MS 66 or higher are rare for business strikes because of the soft copper-nickel clad material that marks easily. A top pop MS 67 can bring over $200. So, for a standard 1974 P or 1974 D, the key to value is condition. If it's worn, spend it. If it's bright and shiny, it might be worth slabbing, but wait, we've been talking about the circulating coins. There's a whole other world for collectors, and that happens at the San Francisco Mint. In 1974, San Francisco didn't make coins for circulation, they made proof coins exclusively for collectors. This is a 1974 S-proof coin. Notice the brilliant, mirror-like fields and the frosty, cameo effect on the design. These were sold in proof sets directly by the mint. And here's the critical distinction that 99% of people miss. In 1974, the U.S. Mint gave collectors a asterisk choice. You could buy the regular proof set with coins made of the same copper-nickel clad we talked about. Or you could buy a special, silver proof set, where the dime, quarter, and half-dollar were struck in 40% silver. That's right. The 1974 S-proof half-dollar comes in two fundamentally different compositions. One, the copper-nickel clad proof *** common. Worth about $3 to $5.20. The 40% silver proof *** less common and contains precious metal. How can you tell the difference? It's all in the edge. The copper-nickel clad coin has a distinct brown copper stripe on its edge. The 40% silver coin has a solid, silvery edge with no copper band. In 1974, silver proof in a perfect PR 70 DCAM grade can be worth over $100. But even a standard PR 69 is a $20 to $30 coin, primarily for its silver melt value. So if you have a 1974 S proof, check the edge okay, you've hung in there for the basics. Now, let's get to the good stuff. The reason you really need to check your 1974 half dollars. We're talking about errors and varieties, this is the big one. Due to a misalignment in the die-making process, some 1974 D halves exhibit clear doubling, primarily on the motto, "In God We Trust," and the date. Look at that doubling. It's not a shadow, it's a distinct, separate secondary image. This isn't common. While millions were minted, the variety is scarce in high grades. A well-struck, uncirculated example graded MS-63 can be worth $200 to $400. A gem MS-65 can easily fetch $1,000 or more. If you find one of these, you've hit the jackpot. This is the unicorn of the series. In 1974, a very small number of proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint without the S mint mark. It's believed only a handful are known to exist. Finding one of these is like winning the lottery. We're talking a value in the tens of thousands of dollars. If you have a 1974 proof half dollar with no mint mark on the obverse, stop the video right now and get it authenticated. Beyond these two famous varieties, also keep an eye out for, the more off-center, the more valuable. A curved or straight clip on the coin's edge can add a significant premium. Major, dramatic die cracks can be collectible. So, let's do a quick recap. To check your 1974 half dollars, follow these steps. 1. Identify the mint mark asterisk. Is it on the obverse, below Kennedy's neck? D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mint mark for Philadelphia. 2. Check the edge asterisk. If it's an S mint, is the edge copper, clad, or solid silver, 40% silver. 3. Inspect for doubling asterisk. Use a magnifier. Look closely at "In God We Trust" and the date, especially on 1974 D coins. 4. Look for the S asterisk on any proof-looking coin. Make sure the S mint mark is actually there. 5. Assess condition asterisk. Is it worn, face value, or uncirculated, potential premium? The Kennedy half dollar is more than just American currency, it is a numismatic monument, a tangible piece of national grief and tribute. Its history is inextricably linked to one of the most traumatic events of the 20th century. On November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. The nation was plunged into a state of shock and mourning. In the immediate aftermath, there was a public and political clamor for a fitting, permanent memorial. Just 4 days after the assassination, on November 26, 1963, Mint Director Eva Adams called Chief Engraver of the U.S. Mint, Gilroy Roberts, and suggested the creation of a new half dollar to honor the late president. The half dollar was chosen because it was a prominent denomination, and it avoided the need to displace a longer-standing design on the dollar coin, which featured Dwight D. Eisenhower, or the quarter, which featured George Washington. First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy and Robert Kennedy, the Attorney General, were consulted on the design. They requested that the coin feature a portrait of JFK and that it be ready very quickly. The task fell to 2 men. He adapted a portrait he had previously created for a Kennedy inaugural medal. This became the obverse, heads, side of the coin that he adapted the presidential seal from the same metal, creating the reverse, eagles, side. By law, a coin design could not be changed more than once in 25 years. The current half dollar, the Benjamin Franklin design, had only been in use since 1948. However, Congress swiftly passed legislation in December 1963 to authorize the new coin, demonstrating the overwhelming political and public support for the tribute. The mint began striking the new coins in January 1964. There was an immense public demand from the start. People didn't want to spend them, they wanted to save them as a keepsake of the beloved president. This hoarding phenomenon is a key reason why even early-date Kennedy halves, despite their silver content, are not exceedingly rare. The first Kennedy halves were struck in a 90% silver composition, a continuation of the standard for dimes, quarters, and halves. The Coinage Act of 1965 was a response to a nationwide coin shortage driven by the rising price of silver. From 1965 to 1970, Kennedy halves were struck in a 40% silver-clad composition, making them less valuable as bullion but still containing precious metal. These were minted for circulation but were still widely hoarded. In 1971, the mint removed all silver from circulating half-dollars. The new composition became the same as the dime and quarter, outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The standard 1974 P and 1974 D half-dollars are made from this copper-nickel clad ***, making them the most common type in terms of metallic value. The year 1974 was a tumultuous one for the United States, which directly and indirectly affected the coinage. The Watergate scandal was reaching its climax. President Richard Nixon resigned from office on August 9, 1974, leading to a profound crisis of confidence in the government. The country was in the grip of stagflation, a combination of high inflation and high unemployment. This economic pressure made people less likely to save base metal coins like the half-dollar. Despite being minted in the hundreds of millions, the half-dollar never achieved widespread circulation in the 1970s. Vending machines were not calibrated for them, and the public, accustomed to quarters, largely ignored them. This is why so many 1974 halves found today are in uncirculated condition. They never left the bank rolls. In 1974, the San Francisco Mint, was dedicated solely to producing proof coins for collectors. This led to the creation of the two key types for that year, the standard copper-nickel clad proof and the special 40% silver proof sold in premium sets. The famous 1974 D double die verse, DDO, is a product of this era. As collectors became more detail-oriented, they began systematically searching for and cataloging such mint errors, turning what was once an oddity into a valuable collectible. What to look for *** light wear on the highest points. All major details are sharp. The horizontal lines in Kennedy's hair are now fully clear and separated. You'll see light wear on Kennedy's cheek and the eagle's breast feathers show clear, though slightly worn, details. Value context *** $1, $3. A nice-looking circulated coin, but still very common. These coins never entered circulation. They have no wear from being handled or spent. Their value is determined by their luster, the way light plays off the mint-fresh surface, strike, and the number of contact marks, bag marks from being moved in bags with other coins. What to look for ***, a high-quality coin with brilliant luster and a sharp strike. Any contact marks are very minor and isolated. This is the grade most collectors seek for, a perfect-looking example without paying a fortune. Value context, 1974, P/D $15, $35***. A significant premium for a common coin in superior condition. What to look for ***, exceptional eye appeal. The luster is vibrant and cartwheels, a swirling effect when rotated under light. The strike is full. Any marks are barely visible to the naked eye. These are rare for business strike-clad coins because the copper-nickel alloy is soft and marks easily. Mint state 68, MS 68, to MS 70, superb gem/perfect. What to look for ***, virtually flawless. MS 70 is a theoretical perfection, no marks visible under 5x magnification. A coin graded MS 68 or MS 69 will have one or two minuscule imperfections. For a 1974 P or D, these grades are extremely rare ***, value context, 1974 P/D $1,000 plus. A 1974 D graded MS 67 Plus by PCGS sold for over $2,000, demonstrating the immense premium for condition rarity. ***, proof coins are graded on a separate but similar scale, PR or PF instead of MS. They are struck specially for collectors with polished dies and multiple blows, giving them mirror-like fields and frosty devices, the raised design elements. As with MS 70, this is a flawless proof coin. 1. Commonality in low grades ** hundreds of millions were made. A worn 1974 P or D is one of the most common coins you can find. Its value is purely nominal. Point 2. Scarcity in high grades. While many were saved in rolls, the soft metal meant that very few survived without significant bag marks. Finding a true gem, MS 66 or higher, is a challenge, and the market pays a hefty premium for it. Point 3. The condition census for modern coins, the focus isn't on just finding the coin, but on finding the best example of the coin. Collectors compete for the finest known specimens, driving prices for high-grade examples far beyond their original value.